Live stream over here on Facebook, Solo Dolo Sports Facebook page. Guys, what is up? Y'all see the title. Yep, this video will be posted on YouTube. My 200th video. Hard to believe, 200 videos that I've done and sent over on YouTube. Got a lot of views on the DeMontre James video I just put out with the bowl game and the Little Caesars Pizza Bowl. And trying to get you guys over here on Facebook to go over to YouTube to watch the rest of this regular season, and I'm thinking we're going to head off to the playoffs. Seattle Sonics is the last regular season I'm covering, and it's been really, really good. I've really enjoyed this series, really enjoyed it. Watched the games myself a lot. It's been one of my favorite pastimes to do on my Nintendo Switch. In fact, I got games on my Nintendo Switch that I've almost ignored because of this series, Still going to keep it going, but I'm just not going to do regular season games. Playoff games are probably going to be about it because I feel like at this point I put together a playoff roster of a team, and our goal is to compete in the Western Conference. So here we are, guys. We look up, man. You got the Warriors. The Warriors are the defending champs. They're really good. Have a lot of great players that you don't even know of unless you follow this series. Thunder always good. The Suns are really good this year. The Rockets are a really formidable foe in this game. Don't know why. I don't see any really star players on the team, but they're right up there, and we're sort of in the middle. We're ranked number 5 right now. We lead the Grizzlies, which is very important, and the Spurs and the Jazz. So we are in the midst. We are in the middle of the Western Conference standings right now. And I think we're doing pretty good this season. Some things, I feel like we're better at, and some things I feel like we're not as good at. I don't think we're good at protecting the paint as we used to be. And surprising when I look at the stats, it's just been sort of you think with Greg Irving and just letting the shooters get open and stuff, we would have a 3-point barrage. And yes, we do shoot more 3-pointers, but we are not as good. I don't think we're as good as we're capable of being. And I think Greg Irvin's sort of kind of not been that guy. He sort of has not really been the guy, that I thought he was going to be. He does get it done, but doesn't get it done enough in the sim. So I'm waiting for him to really explode and be that player. Last time my guys left y'all because, of course, I got the crud, so I didn't do a Sonics video last week. So when you look at it, of course, we beat the Suns, and that was the game when I switched Joffrey Fleming to small forward from shooting guard. I switched him to small forward to help our forwards out. So I think that was a good move. And after the Suns game, we won. Of course, we did lose to the Pacers, who have Joker, and he is the real deal. One thing about 2K that I really like about 2K is they do capture how these guys really play, and the way the Pacers run their offense with Jokic, man, it was almost as if they know exactly. He plays exactly how he plays in real life, man. He was dominant. They have another guy that's really good. I can't pronounce that name. Brogdon's on the team. Wilkins had a double-double. Just a really solid team. I knew chances are we weren't going to win this game. Irvin led us in scoring with 21 points. And Suggs had 13 points, 5 rebounds, 8 assists. Really good on the assists, but we look for him to score. He is supposed to be our scorer, supposed to get it done. But it's nice to know that Greg Irving can fill in. But we had no shot against the Pacers. And I always, like I said, I've noticed it. We play teams with good big men. We get beat down in the paint a lot. We tend to get beat down in the paint a lot, and I hate when it does that. I am not used to this controller because I can look at rebounds in this game and I can tell we got dominated, and we didn't get as dominated as I thought we did. But you look at bench points, you look at points in paint, it's kind of close. They had the fast break point edge though, but it just seemed like a game we were not going to win, and we didn't win, so that figured. And then we went on a winning streak. We beat the Nuggets pretty handily. We beat the Bucks pretty handily. Beat the Bulls. Always beat the Surf. And I lost to the Atlanta Falcons. The Atlanta Falcons are really good, really deep, really good team. You know, they got, of course, Trae Young, who's a stud, and DeAndre Hunter. A lot of good pieces on that team. They had Buddy Hield, too. And I think they got Julius Randle. I think that's Julius Randle. Is that Julius Randle? Oh, they got Junior Randle. Who's also pretty good. Also a pretty good player. Larry Nance. They got some players. They got some pieces, man. Yeah, they shot the three a lot better than we did. And that would figure because they got Trae Young. We had no fast break points at 18. Points in paint. Yeah, the edge goes to them. Bench points, even our bench got outscored. Assists, offensive rebounds. Yeah, we actually took the offensive rebound edge, but we lost the defensive rebound edge. Damn good team over there in Atlanta. Then we lose to the 76ers, and that's a loss I just did not see coming because, you know, they don't have Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid is with the Spurs, but they do have Devin Booker. So, yeah, they made up for it, and Ashley Simmons is still playing. He's still a really good player in this thing. You know, he's an 84 overall. I thought he'd be higher than that. So I guess they are kind of knocking overalls off of him. But of course, when you have Devin Booker, who is that guy, you know, yeah, that's a really good piece for the 76ers. Let's see. Suggs, 18, Connor, Fleming, Irving, sort of off on that game. You look at it. Yeah, we shot the three, a lot of threes. That's probably part of our problem. We tend to shoot too many threes, and we get beat up in the paint a lot. And our bench got out, or our bench actually did outscore theirs. But we get beat in the paint silly a lot. Yeah, we got out-rebounded defensively. And it was I just didn't see us losing that game. And we lose to the 76ers. Bounce back versus the Wild, beat the Spurs, but I don't think they had wait a minute. I don't think they had Joel Embiid in that game because I think he's been injured. Nope, they do not have Embiid. So that's where we got the edge there. What do we do? Oh, Suggs had 30. Bridges had 22. O'Connor 14. Irvin 12. Pretty good game by our boys. Lost to the Clippers by a point, but that's not a really bad loss. I'll take that. I just didn't like us getting blown out. And then we had some losses coming here. We lost to the Grizzlies. And I think I fixed the thing where they substitute players in the game that I don't want in the game, or someone's getting more minutes than they're actually supposed to get. I done corrected that with the simulation in the game. But you got Jaren Jackson Jr., Ja Morant's back healthy. They got Giddey, Malone. They got really good players on the Grizzlies. And Jaren Jackson Jr. tends to destroy us. Suggs, 33 points, though, is a really good stat line. Irving, only 13. We want Irving to score. Irving needs to score at least like 20-something points, man. Give Suggs a little bit of more help on that front. Shot a lot of threes. I know we got beat up in the paint. Oh my God, we got destroyed in the paint, 72-38. Oh my God, their bench outscored mine. We had more assists, and we were definitely out rebounded. In both categories, out rebounded. It's not gonna help. And the Grizzlies always give us problems. I thought they wouldn't give us many problems because John Morant was hurt. John Morant's back in, and it just is a very hard team to beat. Cleveland, of course, I kind of expected this. We were on the road, though. They have a really good team out there. They're probably they probably have the lead in the Eastern Conference. They got this guy named Albert Swift who's just like a beast, man. He had a double-double, 36 and 11 rebounds. That's a man. This guy is really good. 23 years old, really good future player for that team. And Colin Sexton hasn't skipped a beat, man. Still a really good player in this franchise. He still gets it done. They got a lot of pieces. Bridges led us in points. Suggs 15. Irvin 13 for 7. And I think, yeah, Fleming didn't give us much. And I don't know if Irving even played. He did play. He just didn't give me a lot. 7 assists ain't bad. But they have really good big men. They have Albert Swift, another good big man, and that usually doesn't bode well for us. We lose to the Force. The Force are not bad. They are currently in the Eastern Conference playoff conversation. Suggs 22 points. Elton James with 20 and 2. 16 points for Miles Bridges. Irving 11 points. See, we're getting to a trend where we're seeing Irving not really do as much as he did when he first joined the team. I've noticed that his points per game has kind of fallen off. They're loaded, man. They got this guy named Joffrey Chambers, man. He's a beast, man. Beast at the power forward position. Capella's on that team. Drummond's on that team. And I guess that's Mikal Bridges. Really good player. So they got a really good roster over there in Pittsburgh. And I could probably tell we got beat up in the paint. How do we do? 3-pointers. 20 of 51's not bad. We shoot a lot of threes now. Probably too many. Which means I might have to change our offensive game plan. If we're hitting them, we're good. But sometimes this wasn't a bad loss. I mean, we lost 6 points. It's not a bad loss, but it's just like, yeah, you want better. 20 get fast break points 20-2. Points in paint 54-26. Which is kind of telling me we need another big man. But I'm going to trust this roster. I'm going to trust this roster to get it together, man. 30 rebounds out of 20. Yeah, we were out rebounded in both categories. Just a close loss, but another loss when we're facing the big man. We went against the Magic. Magic ain't really got much. And then I remember this Boston Celtic game. We had to scratch and claw, but we beat the Celtics. We beat the Nuggets. We usually do beat the Nuggets. We're really good in our division. We really pretty much the teams are in the division: Minnesota, Denver, Vancouver, Denver. Those teams are in our division. Portland, and we usually beat those teams. Really big loss to the Detroit Pistons. I'm not really shocked about that because they have O.J. Douglas. 28 points for our boy Suggs, 15 for Irving, 9 rebounds, 5 assists, 14 and 6 for Bridges. Not many rebounds for Atkins. And Robert Williams had 10 points, but really it would be nice if these guys give me some more points while they're in the paint. It would be really good if I got that, but I'm not getting that right now. They had this guy named Franz Wagner. Really good player. Really decent player. Plays small forward position. And this is Jalen Green, but they just gave him a weird name. Muhammadu Egbo, when he's actually Jalen Green. 91 overall player, shooting guard. He's saying, I've had enough of Detroit. I'm signing with a new team this offseason. I would love to get him. But we got Irving. We would need a small forward though. Maybe Jalen Green's in the offseason. Maybe we go for him. I don't know. O.J. Douglas is a beast though. O.J. Douglas, high draft pick during the Jalen Suggs draft when the expansion happened. He's a really good piece at center. Going to be a dominant player for Detroit for a long time to come if they can keep him. And I could tell in this game, of course, they're not hitting threes. We hit 50% of our threes. It's a close loss, but still a loss. Notice one thing, another thing, we don't get to the free throw line a lot, but they didn't get to the free throw line a lot. Oh, yeah, fast break points, those are usually killers. Points in paint, yep, dominated. Bench points, even. Rebounds, kind of close, but that offensive rebound edge is where they got us. So I don't really expect to beat Detroit too much, but we do take care of Minnesota, which was good. We took care of Minnesota before we got to All-Star break. 31 points, 3 rebounds, 9 assists for our boy Suggs. Irving with 22 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. Atkins, a double-double with 17 and 11. Miles Bridges, 13 points, 5 rebounds. Connor, 12 points, 4 rebounds. Fleming, even coming off the bench. I think he's in a starting rotation. Sometimes I switch him and Eldon James at times. 10 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists for our boy Fleming. But a really good bounce back after 2 losses. I've noticed that if we lose, we don't lose too long. We get back to winning, and we stave off, what could happen. So we're pretty good with that. And, of course, we've had the dunk and the 3 shooting contests. Rasheed Rogers bringing the absolute thunder. Please, Rasheed, don't hurt him. I guess he's from the Force. I guess he won the slam dunking contest. And Luka Doncic won the 3-point shooting contest. Right now, we have a record before the All-Star break of 33 and 25. We're in the fifth seed right now, and we have no participation in the All-Star game. None of our guys made it. You want to see who made it? All-Star participants and Team Giannis. Giannis is there. Anthony Davis is hurt, but he got nominated. Zach LaVine, DeAndre Ayton, Cade Cunningham of the Vancouver Wild, Kevin Durant still with the Nets, Bradley Beal, Kyrie Irving with the Lakers, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander with the Thunder, Rasheed Rogers with the Force, James Wiseman with the Golden State Warriors, O.J. Douglas with the Pistons. Make Team Giannis team. Team Luka Doncic, the Joker, Nikola Jokic, Bam Adebayo, LaMelo Ball, Evan Mobley of the Thunder, Steph Curry, Trae Young, Jason Tatum, Jalen Green, who has another Jalen Green over at Detroit. Crazy 2K stuff, man. Ralph Arthur of the Warriors, Jaren Jackson Jr., Scotty Barnes of the Rockets. Dunk contest was nobody on our team was there. It was Rasheed Rogers. Rasheed Rogers ended up winning. And Luka Doncic won the 3-point contest, but LaVine was in it. Steph Curry was in it. Luka Doncic won over Steph Curry, really? I wouldn't think that. Hard to believe. Nobody was on the USA team from our squad. And the world, nobody was on our team from that squad. So, no Sonics participating in the All-Star game, which I was kind of disappointed at, but I kind of understand why. I think Suggs belonged, but Suggs doesn't score enough points to make it. And other guys that are point guards are actually better stats than him, and that's why he was able to get in. If I was to look at this roster right now, and we're past free agency, and trading, so we're past the trade deadline. So these are the guys I'm with. These are the guys that I'm going with. Jalen Suggs, of course, is the man. And I hate when this controller does that. He's the man. Points are up from last year. He scores 20.8 points a game. So his point totals are up. His 3-point shooting percent actually has gone down from last year, which I'm kind of shocked by. The free throw shooting's down a little bit. He's averaging more minutes per game. He should be the guy, Seems like he makes more threes, but the 3-point shooting is down from last year. Kind of shocking on that. Eldon James, Like I said, Elton James was in the starting position at small forward. I decided to move Joffrey Fleming to that spot and alternate them when I feel like one has the hot hand or not. But usually with the 3-point shooting, Elton James is pretty good. He can make some defensive plays, but he's just not reliable enough to start, at the small forward position continuously. Miles Bridges, of course, I'm trying to rely on him. Um, Not really giving it to me defensively. There's times when he can give me some points most of the time, and he does help defensively, but for the most part, he's been getting killed in the paint lately. Um, 26 years old, still a good player, but not a real starting piece. But he is a good starting piece. It just against really good teams with big men, he tends to get dominated. But still a good solid player. Robert Williams, coming off the bench, laid back. He's a good. I think he's a great. I think He's doing a really good job. Really good with the rebounds most of the time. Um, Would like to have a better shooter at center. To be honest with you, I think we'd be better if we had a better shooter because Lester Atkins starts at the center position and he is terrible at shooting. But he's good at getting the rebounds. When he's getting the rebounds, him and Williams, when they get the rebounds, they're pretty good. Um, Joffrey Fleming, of course, that floating small forward guy, 21 years old. Just a good piece, but not a main piece, Not a main piece. The shooting has gotten a little bit better. I mean, the points per game are different from last year, though. He's kind of gone down there. He is hitting more of his field goals though, so he is doing this there, and he hits some threes on occasion. And he's really good free throw shooter. Um, I'm giving him less minutes, and because he's not a big piece or a starting piece. Maybe he matures into that, but he's just not that guy just yet. Lester O'Connor's been anything I can get from Lester O'Connor's good. He's 20 years old, guy I took late in the draft. I mean, anything I can get from him is a plus. And most of the time, he does pretty good. Pretty good guy, pretty good shooter. His 3-point shooting's up. When he hits them, when I see him, he hits them most of the time. Try to give him a little bit more minutes. Always a solid. Sometimes I can even switch him to starting small forward when I need to, just to get a jolt. Eric Pascal's an old piece. Not as good as he was last year. Pretty much floating from coming off the bench to being third in the rotation. Not the guy that is the future guy, but 28 years old, just a pretty decent bench piece. Reggie Best, of course, rookie from that I took in the draft last year. Just trying to figure it out. I'm really just a good bench player. Not really much to say about him, but just a bench piece at this point. Fred Lydon, of course, is our draft pick point guard that we picked in the draft last year. Pretty decent point guard, but not the answer. Just a good bench point guard, but not a guy that's going to be a star or anything. Tador, back from injury from last year. Points are down. He's really not giving me what he gave me last year, though. In fact, his field goal percentage is down, but he tends to hit his three-pointers. When he's open, he can hit the three-pointer. Just a little good piece to come off the bench, but not a future piece that we're going to invest a lot of money in. Cameron Oliver, of course, mostly on the bench. Not really getting any playing time right now. People get injured. He can be filled in case of injury. Not a big important piece. Terrence Davis is actually a pretty good guy. I mean, he's not really doing anything for us a lot, but sometimes coming off the bench, he's a good player. Field goal percentage is down. 3-point shooting is down. But he doesn't get that many minutes because he's just another piece coming off the bench. I will say that I think the bench is not as good as it was a couple seasons. Even though I think I have, Elton James, Joffrey Fleming will come off the bench. Robert Williams will come off the bench. I think I got pieces, but it's just these guys are not really good bench play. They're good bench players, but they're not like going to be guys that can challenge to be starters. Tremont Waters is one of those guys too. Just a guy that's on just a piece. Just a piece. And Greg Irving, what can I say? Well, last year he averaged more points. His point percentage is down. But I know he's a star, and I know he'll get it. He's gonna come into his own eventually. Field goal percentage is up from last year. His 3-point field goal percentage is up. Free throw percentage is down from last year. We're trying to give him the minutes. We're trying to give him minutes and give him time. But I think the guy's a good second, wheel to Jalen Suggs. I think the guy will eventually be that guy. We just got to give him time. 25 years old, and he's just figuring it. I think he's just going to figure it out. We're just going to ride with him. We're just going to ride with him. And that's the team. A pretty decent team with a star, with Jalen Suggs as a star, Greg Irving as a like kind of second banana, and you got Lester Atkins, and you got Miles Bridges. I think we got a pretty good team. And that's why I decided to stay with them. Excuse my cough, guys. Man. Don't know if I want to change. The system. 7 seconds. Creates plenty of scoring opportunities. High tempo creates more shots. Key or 3 philosophy emphasizes more points per possession. But here are the negatives of that. Often out-rebounded. Offensive efficiency often lowered at a slower tempo. But it fits our system, man. It does fit our system. I do want us to shoot threes. I want us to score more points. It is the team, and I really feel like this team is a team that should be three-centric. But I just don't like us getting beat in the paint, man. I just don't like us getting beat in the paint like we do. I did a lot of coughing. Man. But last year, of course, 46 and 36. We made the playoffs last year. And I just want to look at our stats. Going into our stats as far as this year compared to last year, where we're at. Winning percentage is up. We do win more games. That's up. Field goals made per game. Field goals attempt per game. Field goal percentage is a little bit up. 3-pointers made per game actually down from last year. And that's surprising. That is surprising considering that we got Irving and we changed the offense to fit more 3-point shooting. 3-pointers attempted per game. We actually attempt less 3-pointers than we did last year, which is kind of shocking. 3-pointer percentage is down, but it's kind of similar to last year. But you would think it'd be way up. Free throws made per game. We're not getting to the line as much. We're not getting fouled as much. And maybe that's something I might look into. Maybe a way of looking at it, maybe especially when we take on these teams with the big men in the paint. Sort of change the offense a little bit, Make it where we're more about getting to the basket instead of just like shooting open threes. Maybe I change some of that. Because we definitely need to get to the free throw line a little bit more. Our free throw percentage is up. When we get to the line, we do make our free throws. That is good. Offensive rebounds is down from last year. Offensive rebound percentage. Defensive rebounds is down from last year. Rebounds per game down from last year. Assists per game are up. So that's good. We are getting the assists. Steals per game are up. Blocks per game about similar. Turnovers per game, yep, about the same. Personal fouls per game, down from last year. We're not fouling as much. Points per game is actually down from last year, which I'm surprised by. Just didn't see that. Just didn't see that coming. Offensive rebound, or what's that saying? Opponents points per game. Yeah, we hope teams down from 100 points. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. You would think we'd be getting just beat down defensively, but we actually hold teams down a little bit. Points per game differential, about 5. Points off turnovers are higher than last year. Second chance points. We're not getting the second chance points we did last year. Points in the paint is actually up from last year, which is kind of crazy. I guess that's our points in the paint, and that's a surprising stat. Our bench points are down from last year. The bench is just not as good as it was last year. Points off turnovers, we have 458 last year. We're kind of on the trend of getting up there, but right now we're at 344, a lot less than last year. Second chance points I know are down. We don't get the second chance points like we did last year. Points in the paint are dramatically down. If it stays on this trend, we're going to hit way below that number of 28, 26. Bench points are down from last year. Possessions, pace is about similar. It's just good to look at these stats and see where you're going wrong and what you need to look at. And right now, yeah, our bench is not as good as it was last year. But I have worked on some things as far as the team designs and stuff like that. Guys, I want to let y'all see the new uniforms for some teams that are in this franchise with me. And here we go. First is I redesigned the Surf uniform. I think it looks a lot better, a lot less cheesy. Looks a little bit better. Has the old, like Lakers, like old school numbers that pop a little bit. Try to give them a new look. I think that's a nice little uniform look. And they're alternate. So, and with that Jalen Suggs knockoff called Herbert Coleman. I gotta think the uniforms look a little bit better. Uniforms do look a little bit better. And I think I did something with the Bobcat uniform. So I did change the Bobcat uniform. And that's kind of like just a experimentation, the natty. I didn't know. I wish I could put things in cursive because I would go with the cursive kind of lettering on the uniform, but they don't have that in the game. So I went with something. So I just said, we'll give them the natty, something that's a little bit different. And then away uniforms is the Bobcats. Just a regular looking uniform. And then with the alternate, change the alternate, Cincy. So got the Cincy uniforms. I think they look pretty good. I think they look a little bit better than the uniforms I had before looked. So I got to go look at the uniforms. Nothing, of course, has changed about us. And that's pretty much the review before we get after we get out of the All-Star break. We're still competitive. Like the way the team is. There's things we can do better. We can definitely get more points in the paint. I would love to see that. I'd love to see us make more of our three-pointers. I like to see us score a little bit more points. But the season's going pretty good. I can't complain. We are in the conversation in the Western Conference, and that's all you kind of want. And I guess before I decide to sign off on this video, I'm going to watch some of the All-Star game with you guys. We're not participating, but I think it'd be cool just to watch, watch some. Since this is the last season, I'm really doing videos for this for this thing. I think it'd be good. Watch a few moments of the All-Star game. But yeah, it's good to be back. As y'all can tell by the coughing fit, I'm not totally still right. Definitely have a little bit of congestion, but I'm just riding with it. Just wanted to get some videos up and let y'all guys know what's going on with the Sonics franchise.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Oh boy. And we're gonna watch a couple like the first quarter.
Welcome to our coverage of the NBA All-Star Game with Greg Anthony and Clark Hill. This is Kevin Harlan. Hey guys, this really sets up to be a really night in terms of excitement. From the coaches to the players to us here in the booth. I mean, this is such a fantastic event to be a part of. Yeah, it really is the greatest all-star game in all the sports, in my opinion. You have the best players in the NBA at the peak of their powers. I mean, I can't wait to see what this year's game has in store for us. I'll look at the West All-Stars starting group. Bam Adebayo is up there with Mobley. And it's Nikola Jokic. Then there's Doncic. And it's Bogut in the shooting guard position. And for me, this is always one of the best weeks of the year. So much.
I was just so disappointed. I really felt like Suggs was going to make a charge at being in the All-Star game. You know, I remember with the Wild, I mean, we didn't really have All-Star success either, you know. But I did remember one of the players ended up playing in the dunking contest, and there was another player that ended up on the world team that played Kevin Durant. No. But good rebound by Ayton. Ayton has the 2K juice, by the way. But yeah, I felt like Jalen Suggs could have made a mark and been in the All-Star game. That would have been nice. But I don't see Herbert Coleman. I don't think Herbert Coleman made it. So I'm kind of happy at least Herbert Coleman didn't make it because he's like the Jalen Suggs knockoff. But
over two. Look at the result of that shot. Take that.
Jokic.
That's a good look, but when you're that wide open, I think you got to knock it down. Now, here's the good ball.
Right open. Drains it. Hey, got it in.
The first half of the season. And I've got a feeling, Greg, he's just getting warmed up. I think he'll be even better after the All-Star break. Here's Ball, following the basket by Kate Cunningham. Ball feeling it out a bit. Pocket four. Here's
Jokic, no, block. Steal.
And the run.
Wide open, LaMelo Ball. Drains it.
Quick ball shot is. Doesn't take a lot of time to get himself squared up. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our
Kevin Durant.
defensive foul. You get a chance to speak this game earlier. He didn't talk a lot about the game strategy. It's just about getting guys involved when they're on the floor. He said it's fun dreaming about what could be if you had all this talent on the same team. Thank you, David. And he makes the first. Boy, you look at Durant's resume. He's already accomplished most of the big individual honors. League MVP, Finals MVP, scoring champion. And so he makes both from the line. Really always a plus to have a big guy stroke it from the line like that. It's soft.
Stroke it. Anyway, I mean, 2025, you think these guys, I mean, it's kind of disappointing because you think you see more new players, you know, by then, you know, you'd be like, yeah, there's going to be some new stars that's going to come in. Like, I know they're really talking about that guy that got drafted #1 for the Spurs, Wembanyama is supposed to be this, you know, supposed to be the next guy. We'll see, man. One thing about the NBA that's really changing, and a lot of people bring it up, is the fact of guys from overseas coming over here and kind of taking the game. you know, and I think that trend's going to probably continue. It's just I mean, this is a worldwide sport. It really is. It's different from football. I tend to, of course, love football a lot more, but I always liked basketball, since I was a kid. I love watching it. But it's changed so much. I mean, it's all about. I watched during an era when it was a defensive game. You played defense, and Giannis' team is killing Luka's team. Oh my God. Well, it's kind of like a mismatch because you got DeAndre Ayton and Giannis on the same team, and of course, freaking Ayton's got the 2K juice, and then you got Antetokounmpo, you got Giannis on the other team. And the weird part is, the weird part about this game is you'll see like, okay, Giannis is like he's the guy, and he's on the Bucks. And the Bucks are never really good in this game. They're never competing. They're sort of in the playoff race, but they're never really in the playoff race. And I think that's just weird. You would think they'd be just more dominant. It's like when we're like, ooh, God, Giannis is he's killing it. He's killing it. But like the Celtics, man, they got Jason Tatum, and you got, get his name. Woo! And they blocked it. But Aiden's right there. Didn't put it back. And they got the other guy on the team, I forget his name, but they don't never have really any playoff success. Which is kind of weird. Right now.
Man, he's putting that reach to good use on the defensive end.
Jokic.
Nothing seems to be going his way this quarter. To me, it appears he's starting to lose his composure a little bit. We'll see if he can regroup and get back into a better rhythm.
Oh, he's going to hit that. No. Hey. Good God. Got the 2K juice.
The intensity hard to win. So Renee, this kind of feels. Yeah, you turn up the dial on the intensity at the defensive end if you're them. I mean, it's still early, but I agree with you. So the timeout taken into the first and the rest of the tie here.
Yeah, I only wanted to watch a little bit. I ain't trying to go crazy with this video. Don't want it to be too long. See if it's a game in the fourth quarter. Maybe I'll watch a little bit of it. But right now, the Eastern Conference, which I don't even know why they haven't named that because they're still doing that. I never liked it. I always liked it when it was West versus East, not, okay, this team Giannis, this team Luka, this team Curry. It's like, just leave it alone. And that's going to be a dominant win for the Eastern Conference, or what you call the Giannis team. Dominant win by them. See what happened. Giannis Antetokounmpo, 21 points, 12 rebounds. Kate Cunningham, 20 and 6, 5 assists for him. Aiden with a double. Kyrie Irving, 14 and 3, 4 assists. Bradley Beal was in it, 13 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists. Kevin Durant, 11 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. Zach LaVine, 7 points, 3 rebounds, 6 assists. Kuminga played 6 points, 2 assists. Wiseman was 6 and 2. Probably didn't play that much. OJ Douglas with 4 and 3. Rogers with 3-pointer. That's about it. Shai Gilgeous, 2 points. That was Team Giannis. Team Luka. Jalen Green, 16 and 4. He's going to be a great player. Doncic, 14 and 4 and 7 assists. Abayo, 13, 4 and 2. Steph Curry comes in with 12 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals. Trae Young with 11 points. Even Mobley, 10 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists. Joker, 8 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. Thought he'd be more dominant. 6 points, 5 rebounds for Arthur. Jaren Jackson Jr. with 6 points, 1 rebound. Tatum played 5 points, 1 rebound, 3 assists. Melo Ball, 4 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists. Scotty Barnes, 4 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist. And that is that game. Team All-Stars, man. I just kind of mad because I felt like Suggs could have been in it. He could have been a bench player. He's had a good season. I'm giving him all the points I can give him, though. I mean, got to put him up more stats, I guess, to be in an All-Star game. But you look at all these guys. Yeah, these are the top guys in the franchise as of season 4. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Pretty cool game. Pretty cool. Now, of course, I focus in on after the All-Star break and the team as it stands right now. Don't know what game I'm going to get into, but definitely Sonics Wizards. You got the Kings, and we have to do contract extensions. I don't know what game I might get into. Raptors look pretty good. Bucks, Force are a playoff team. That's a game we might want to get into there. Are the Pelicans competing? Oh, the Pelicans are actually under 500. I guess Zion Williamson is hurt. He's not playing. Got the serve. Got OKC coming up. That Rockets game is going to be very important. Pacers. I hope we take care of our division so we can take care of the Wild and the Jazz. That Thunder game is going to be big. The Rockets game is going to be big. Pacers at home is going to be big. We got the Heat. We're on the road versus the Heat. Cleveland comes to Seattle. Got the Heat coming here to here. I wonder what the Heat's record are. Yeah, they're in the playoff conversation. And the Lakers are under 500. So they're not as good as we thought they were. The Barons will be the last game to end the regular season of the last regular season I'm doing for my channel. Then it's the playoffs and seeing how far we get. But so far, I feel like this is the best team I could get. I didn't spend a lot of money in free agency. I had some good trades. And I think this team is pretty good. And where are we at the power rankings heading into after the All-Star break? NBA.com has us at 8. 2K Sports has us at 10. Eric Boanish has us at 8. We are a team that's pretty good, man. When you look at us, we're definitely going to win our division. I'm pretty sure of that. Like, we lead the Northwest. I don't think no one's touching us. Utah Jazz are up there, but every other team's under 500. We dominate our division. I don't think that's going to change. Pacific, you got the Warriors, of course, the Suns. The Atlantic, got the Force. Central, you got the Pacers, the Cleveland Cavs. Detroit is on the borderline. Heck, even the Bobcats are on the borderline, but I don't think they'll make the playoffs. Southeast, of course, the Hawks. The Baltimore Barons are pretty good. Miami Heat's pretty decent. Southwest, of course, you got the Oklahoma City Thunder, Houston Rockets, Memphis Grizzlies. And who are on the Rockets anyway? Gosh. I know they got Scotty Barnes. Austin Neely, Derek White, really good player. Tyler Singletary, Scotty Barnes, Artie Toole, Marks, Brandon Clark. And we lead the Northwest, Atlantic. Pittsburgh Forest actually do lead the Atlantic. Scary. So we're not the only expansion team that improved. A lot of other teams have improved too. So there you go. You got the Western Conference with the Golden State Warriors. Over in the East, you got the Pacers, the Cleveland Cavaliers, the Pittsburgh Force, the 76ers, the Hawks, and the Barons, and the Heat. And Detroit's right there. We're in 5th place in the West. The Grizzlies are right on our tails. We got the San Antonio Spurs, Utah Jazz, New Orleans Pelicans are there, Vancouver Wild, Clippers, Mavericks, Lakers, Timberwolves, Surf, and Denver is competing to have the worst record in the league, which is kind of crazy considering in real life where the Denver Nuggets are at. And it's the New York Knicks at the bottom. They're at the bottom. I thought the Knicks were pretty good. They got Julius Randle. And then they go and get what's that one guy? Yeah, they have James Harden and PJ Washington. They got some talent. They're in last place out of 36 teams. That's insane. But oh well, guys. 200 video for my YouTube, to my YouTube peoples. Of course, I did a live stream over here on Facebook. I'm about to load this video up, send it over to YouTube for my 200th video. Last season, season 4, guys, and then we're to the play. Hopefully, we're in the playoffs, get a high positioning, and we'll see how this team does in the playoffs. And then after that, the series goes in the dark. I wonder what we're going to do in the playoffs. Like I said, we're just going to roll with it. We're going to roll with this team the way it is and see what happens. Guys, thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for all the support, especially over on YouTube for this series. I really appreciate it. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.